We're here with Adriana and Sonia. You got something here. I want to see it. It's something, and you have to, don't go by the title. What? Don't go by the title. Where'd that show? I know, my mother's watching. I go, please don't watch. Adriana, Sonia, help me out. What's the title?
Virgins by Choice.
I'm not even going to ask. Here it is, Virgins by Choice. What? You're going to want to... Mother, quiet.
I'm such an idiot.
Oh my God. You are not an idiot.
I'm a 40-year-old virgin.
I think it's beautiful you chose to wait.
I don't have any faith left anymore for anything.
Seriously?
My vagina needs a break.
Just been on this go mode since Benjamin left.
What if we did this together?
No sex for the next bit. A whole year.
You honestly think that I should be committing to no sex for a year?
We need time. Time to heal. All this shame is eating you up. You can use the time to, rediscover your sexuality with yourself.
My ex had just cheated on me.
Yeah, my husband left me for another woman. I understand the feeling.
You're in the right place now. Us survivors have to look out for each other.
I'm looking for someone to teach private lessons with me.
Hajaja doesn't cookie per hour, just so you know.
You're a natural teacher.
Dancing saved my life in a lot of ways.
You can certainly make friends, of course. Your narcissistic ex kept you isolated enough.
At least you're not as disorganized as your mother. That woman is so toxic.
I mean, you look too good to be 80.
You think I'm 80?
Or is it 85?
Funny. He wants to see me every day.
Give me a sword and shield, and I will fight for your honor.
I heard this is your coming out show.
Yeah, I'm a baby bi. Is that all right to say?
It's really brave of you.
Oh, we're doing short jokes now?
Okay.
Really?
No. I want to date you.
Oh my God, it's so validating to talk to someone who's been through the same thing.
Yeah, I don't feel judged by you at all.
I had a sex dream about Evan last night. We can still have sex in our dreams, right?
What's your craziest sex story?
PG or explicit content?
You are the one who got me on this whole awaken my sexuality thing. Everything turns me on.
Here I am, holding myself back, not from one, but from two. Beautiful souls, completely off the market. Well, here you are, prancing around.
Excuse me if I've met the love of my life and I'm second-guessing this whole packed bullshit.
For a virgin, you sure get around a lot.
It's an award right there. Okay, Adriana and Sonia, obviously, look, you made it happen. It happened. It's right there. Whose idea was this?
Oh, well, this is a mutual idea here. We pretty much improvised the whole movie. No, I'm joking. I feel like we kind of channeled it.
Yeah, it was a very interesting process. We're just like, we wanted to write together.
Mm-hmm.
We had been in an acting class and that's how we met. And we were just like itching to do something creative together. And it just took on a life of its own. We didn't make any plans. We just slowly
Guess what? Two women have a lot to talk about. And the moment you sit down, you're like, ooh, themes of heartbreak and abuse and all this. And then it just started kind of taking a life of its own. We met consistently once a week for a year, and it was just a very natural, organic process.
Yeah, it was actually really fun. Sometimes, Sonia would be writing Luna's dialogue, and then I would be the opposite person, the opposite character in the scene, and vice versa. When I would be writing Lily's dialogue, and she would take over and write the opposite character.
Yeah,
it was just, yeah.
We used our acting background to workshop their scenes and used improv and really tried to keep the spontaneity alive in the writing process. And we learned a lot about each other. So it was just two best friends hanging out and making art together. Like, way more fun than Netflix and chill. I mean, no, it's fun to Netflix and chill, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get it. And you know what? Look, I think you guys did it. You made it happen. It's the title. My mother's I think she's having a heart attack. What? It's a thing. All right. Anyway,
exactly. If you think about it, it's virgins by choice. Moms should be okay with it.
Yeah, it's actually a very, very sacred title. It means we're abstaining. We are being very, very holy, and it's a good. There's nothing wrong in that title.
What do you want me to do?
Mom, it's gonna be okay.
Yes, let's have a talk with your mom.
Watch the film.
Have fun with that. Okay, so Here's the thing. Look. How long did it take? Because this is a feature. That's probably one of the longer trailers that we've had. Yeah. 2 minutes and 23 seconds. It's hard to know what goes in a trailer. Sometimes you're like, did it hit? Did it, and I think it hit in many ways. You said a lot in it. The guys in it, can you talk about them?
The guys. Well, the guys in the trailer, is that your question?
They're like, we were in it, Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
You're like, no, it's just us.
The guys in the trailer, yes.
We don't need you guys. Seriously.
We need them. We absolutely do. Yes. So we can talk about them. So basically, without spoilers, how do we do this without spoilers?
I feel like, our characters, you see them over the span of a whole year. So they're meeting different people and they make this pact to abstain from sex. But of course, just the moment they make the pact, they start to meet all these wonderful people.
Exactly.
And my character, Luna, is bisexual. So there's a male interest and a female interest. And she's kind of torn between the two.
Mm-hmm. And my character, Lily, already had been abstaining for a very long time. Then she makes this pact, and all of a sudden it becomes intensely difficult to actually keep it. And it's a promise that the two best friends make to each other. And that's the kind of most important thing, is they did this together, and they're going on a journey together. So then when it becomes threatened, it's also threatening their friendship, right?
Absolutely. This is the main love story of the film, is the friendship. We really wanted to do something where you're seeing the power of the sisterhood and what happens when women collaborate versus compete with each other. So it's really about the dynamic of the friendship and how they hold each other accountable in their healing and in this commitment. And then you have to see what happens. Will they make it or not? There's lots of temptation.
Lots of temptation.
Yeah, that's a story. That's where you kind of got me, and I'm laughing because it's so true. The moment you make a decision, whether it be a pact or a decision, every religious person knows this. All of a sudden, all the opportunities come to you. You're like, where were you before? And and then you see something, you're like, I didn't even see that. And I see where you're going with it, and you go, okay, but you have some great acting in it. I think you got some great actors. I don't know how you put all the actors together. Did you put a call out? Are they friends? Or people that they're like,
we did a casting process. So to answer your previous question about how long it took, I think we wrote it in a year, and then we shot it and edited it within a year. So it was a 2-year journey, nonstop. Like, this was our life. We ate it, we breathed it, and we had so many wonderful actors audition for it. But we found the people that were perfect for these roles. And when you watch the movie, and I hope you do, you will see what I mean, because the casting is really top.
So amazing. We were so happy with everybody that we cast. And even after the fact, when you're in the editing room and you're watching them, and they were the perfect people for each role. Yeah.
And obviously we knew who we were going to be because we wrote the roles for ourselves. So that it was easy because we knew, okay, so who's going to work good in partnership? And then we would read with them in the casting and see if there's that
everyone auditioned
chemistry.
Yeah. So there was a round of self-tapes. And then from there, we had some in-person auditions. Which helped us narrow it down and then make our final choices.
We did everything you do when you make a movie. We just did it on a shoestring budget.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Good job. I love it. Keep going. Do what you do. What do you want, Ma? I'm gonna give. You're gonna get her telephone number. She's got words on that. There's a scene there. She goes, just too much, and I go, how dare you? But anyway, keep going. Okay. Don't listen to the people that say, how dare you? Okay. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes. And I do welcome that some people might be outraged, and that's okay. That's fine.
And it's meant to be, art should make us uncomfortable. It should make us think. It should make us challenge ideas. So that's what
I really want to say what we want to do is set up everyone on that 1-year challenge. And so we have this whole movement that we want to do with the film, where you pick your best friend and you make this pact for a year to abstain from sex and to focus on your healing journey and take time for yourself. And if you do that 1-year challenge and then you write us, we'll get you Sundays.
That's what it's about, Mom.
Ice cream Sunday.
Seriously, it's not that hard.
We might need tiers for people, maybe like a 1 month, a 3 month, so we have options.
Anyway, it's a whole movement. We're starting a movement where women sells their bodies.
Couldn't have said it. It's virgins by choice, people. Get it together. Okay. And that's when opportunities come. It's the weirdest thing. She's like, I've been a virgin for a while. Quiet, Ma. Okay, we'll be back with more right after this. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We have with us a team that I'm going to say right now, I want to keep on a full hour. I know we don't have time. They're like, you got to get it together. All right, I'm getting it together. We've got Arlo, we've got Alyssa, we've got Gabriel, and I'm just going to show you because you really need to, you need a book. Do the book, okay? Do the book. Here it is, Scales. It's so cute.
A warrior? Everyone will want to meet you. Come on, come on.
So you brought us a new champion. Come on, just face me.
I can do this. I can do this.
You're no champion. You're not even human. You're just a pathetic, little, scaly coward.
I'm a huge fan. I will support no matter what. I want to hire you. I don't think I can afford you. Scales is amazing. Good job. How long did it take? And I want to see a feature. Scales is where it's at. What's going on?
Yeah, so our film took about a year to get finished, but all of the animation was done in a semester. So we took about a year for pre-production and then just a semester on animating, which was absolutely crazy. So
what did you animate on? And do you have that in front of you? Is that a tablet I see? Because I watched
Yeah.
that. I draw.
Yeah, this is my Wacom tablet. This is what all of our team animated on. And we were really lucky to have them. They were the reason we got anything done. So
I watch, I'm sorry. What? Okay. On YouTube, I watch a lot of stuff. They go, that's where you get your, and look, YouTube has a lot of stuff and they show how it's done, but I haven't seen it so comfortable like you have it right there. It's almost like you're ready to show us what you do behind the scenes. Can you show us a tablet, or do you just have it in that position? That's the way, like, I feel like you want to show us something with that tablet.
I don't have much to show. The tablet is just here. I just have it in
And you
front
have
of
one
me.
too, Arlo? Is that what's behind you? I'm ready to buy it. They should sponsor this video. Wacom, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're using old models actually, so they've got newer models now. We're using old stuff.
Okay, because I want it now. Gabriel, do you have one as well?
I do. Mine's giant. I don't want to haul it over or shift anything. It's all plugged in right now, so I'm leaving it where it is, but it's literally to the side of me right here.
You upgrade it. I got it. Okay. So here's the thing. And I love it. Okay. You guys did something with this that I say I want it. I don't know how you did it in a year. How long is I don't know any of the information. I saw the trailer. I'm a huge fan. How long is or how long do you want it to be?
Ooh. That's a good question. With the limitations of it being a student film, we kind of needed to keep it under 5 minutes. So after credits, it's around 7, but animation itself is about 5 minutes. And, if we had more time, if we had more budget, if we had more manpower, maybe we would have made it longer. But at the same time, knowing that we had those limitations ahead of time, we sort of picked a story that we felt we could tell in the time that we had. So it actually kind of ends up being exactly the length that it needs to be, because when you animate something, there's just so much labor that goes into that. So you have to consider your scope on the project before you even start designing, making a script or anything. Like, how much time you have, the resources you have, and you kind of need to budget it. I had a whole spreadsheet about the timeline. And how much time we had, what we needed to spend that time on. So for me personally, I don't know that I would make it any longer. I think we picked a project that we knew we could tell a good story in 5 minutes. It is a little bit squished in there. Maybe it would have been nice to have 6 minutes instead, but I think we made it work.
Well, it looks good. Do the book. I think it's good to go. I think you have more. I think Scale has a story beyond, unless he dies at the end. I hate those stories. I do that in one of my stories. I go, what? It can always change. I know. People go, what? You have, I know, spoiler, a butterfly dies in my story. But look, it's called a lesson. What? Charlotte's Web, same. Oh, I just ruined it for everybody. Spider, I know. Sad. But it happens. All right. Look, you guys all have something really good. Keep it going. I think it's awesome. The Wacom, I almost want one. How much are they? Because that's expensive. I can almost guarantee it. Gabriel, you have the big one. How much is it?
That one was 1,100. So yeah, that was quite the investment.
And that's a cool thing because you guys can all work together. Now, does the style, because do some of you take a character and say, I'll do it? Because sometimes the characters look like, and then you combine it, you go, oh, and is it, because that's what Diz does, but they say it has to match this style all the way, or do you guys just match style? How does that work? Or does someone do background, the other one does, because, and then you have a movement. When she says something, there's something, and is there 3D involved? Because there's a character, like, I have something that because I'm telling you, I'm investigating so many things. I took a picture of this, and you'll see them, they're teaching it, and it's called motion, but they're doing it, and they use a program. This one's like a 3D modeler. VTubes do it, and other ones do it. And there's a lot of courses that teach it. But what is that?
Yeah, so the program we use for our film is called Toon Boom Harmony. It is the industry standard for cutout animation right now. Cutout animation is animation where you build a character, all of their parts. So you build the hand, you build the forearm, you build the upper arm, and then you kind of put pins where you want their joints to move. And you're able to get very lifelike motion from that, especially when you're using things like deformers, which are little tools we have that like surround each part and allow us to deform how it looks. So because of that, we're able to get really lifelike movement. And you asked a little bit about our character process and our backgrounds. So we had one of our teammates, unfortunately, she can't be here today, but she designed all of our characters. And then we each took a character to rig. I rigged May, the cute pink girl, at the beginning of our film. And once they were rigged, they were ready for animation. And that's where, the heart of our film is in the animation. So,
well, and you could take it and do it again and again and again. And people don't get this. Don't do it from scratch. Put the character in another and then do it again and again. Sometimes styles change. I get that. But because it can go into a program, you can actually export, like you said, you rigged it, and that sometimes takes the longest, right? And then you do the facial expression, because she does this thing and go, oh, I love that. I love that. I want that, because I have a story, but I think you can make it go longer with a bunch of rigged things ready to go. They're called assets. And then technically you can sell it as well, but I would keep it and make more and more and more film. You know what I mean? Because it's hard to do it from scratch.
Mm-hmm. Definitely the rigs were a big time-saving measure. That's why our pre-production was twice as long as our actual production period. That design process, pre-production is always a little bit long because you need to nail down what everything looks like. It needs to look unified. The characters need to look like they belong on the backgrounds, things like that. Because you've got so many different people working on it. You kind of have to figure out your design before you put anything to paper. So the rigs were very, very useful in helping us maintain that style. Otherwise, we would have had to hand draw every frame. And the principles of animation and hand-drawn animation still apply. You still, as long as you keep your principles, the method is a little bit different, but your goal is to make it look like it's drawn by hand.
Yes, and I love what you're doing. Now, did you have to? I get it that it was a student film, so it's a project. But doing this by yourself without, would you do it all together, or would you like how would that work? Because I could see sometimes people, they do because they have a class that teaches and they go, all right, let's go ahead and make this, and then they submit it and then they disappear after and they don't reach out to each other because they each have their own lives. But how can you keep together is my point, because you obviously made a win. It only gets better.
Thank you so much. being students, a lot of us scattered to the wind after the film, but we've tried to keep in touch through, getting personal information, text and Discord. And, we're keeping in touch with each other and looking out for each other's careers in the future. And hopefully we get the chance to work together again at some point.
Yeah, because you got a story there. Gabriel, what do you think? Because sometimes they just disappear, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, that was post-graduation. It was literally just the three of us, just the two directors and I. So yeah, that definitely happens. Like everyone had kids and jobs and just scattered, just left. So we still stay in touch and we're still in communications, but for the most part, it's just text chats.
Okay, because there's a film, Little Witch Academia, and if you watch that, you'll see where they did. It was very short, and then they did a feature years later, and they got funding. Now they have Netflix distribution, and they made a whole thing. But they actually took time. They had a budget, but they did a little. Then they put the the voices. You have some voices there. Who did Scale? So cute.
So that was a combination. We actually cast two people to play the Pangolin, Marlies Chase and Athena Allred. And we got them in the sound booth, and they both just made cute, adorable sounds into the microphone. And we kind of combined them, made it work this way and that. They were all of our cast was really talented. It was great working with them and figuring out the process of not only creating a film, but being in the sound booth, directing voice actors. That was a new experience for us, but it was really fun.
Scale did a movement that I've seen in Pokemon, and I know the people at Pokemon, by the way. I should hook you guys up. They would hire you guys in an instant. Then you have like forever. We met them at it was AFM, and they're like, we're the ones that do Pokemon, but we don't do what they do over in other countries. We do the US side. I go, even better. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but they're very expensive. But the little swish of the tail reminded of he needs Pokemon to save him. That's the answer, because that guy was really mean. Why are you so mean to Scale?
Actually, it's kind of funny because the invading force, that those characters were all designed to look like natural predators of the pangolin. We had a snake, we had a snow leopard, and that's just a big cat. We kind of had to make it a bit flexible for our design sensibilities, but we kind of wanted to play into that idea aesthetically, and we were very inspired for the pangolin's movements by lizards. It's not 100% realistic to what a real pangolin would be like, but I think it really brings them to life in the as an animated character. And we knew that pangolins are endangered creatures, so we wanted to put we wanted to make a film about them, and armor. Oh no, I forgot my thought. I'm sorry.
I think one of our main goals is definitely just making him as cute as possible. Like definitely a lot of his overall shape, and especially a lot of his poses and movements are more dog-like than reptilian, but he's our scaly little puppy. Who cares? He's the cutest thing.
He's so cute. He did his little squish, and he's an attack power of like a lot. Okay, that's the answer. Good job. Keep it going. Again, Little Witch Academia. Go see the behind the scenes. If you had that, have them have a camera on you guys doing, and then you'll see it goes together, and you'll see how many views they got just on YouTube, and you go, whoa. And then they had it in a festival because I think China paid for it or something like that, or it was a China festival. And so, but go check that, because this is what you guys are, and you could keep it going years later. Okay, because now if you fast forward, you go, whoa, they're getting like a lot of stuff done, and they're looking for content, or they're just doing it themselves. But keep it going. I think Scale has a huge story. Keep it going, okay? Scale is awesome.
Keep
Scale alive, okay? Bring him back, even if he dies at the end. I don't know. I haven't seen it. What?
I hope.
Okay, there you go. Okay, we're out of time. Thank you for bringing it to La Femme.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
We're after this.
In the beginning, all films were short.
It's not a charity. We're not here to help you. We're not here to help your cause. We're there to make our money make money.
It probably takes a year to 2 years to really start seeing money.
That title of executive producer on a feature is not the same as the title of executive producer on a television show.
Because what you're seeing on television right now is history in terms of where decisions are being made today.
Don't give yourself a bad review.
before you start.
I'm sorry, I'm super awesome, and this is my pitch.
What are recommendations for packaging?
Getting to the right person at the right time, and you have the right piece of the package that they want to see.
And be able to adjust, because the plan will never execute exactly as you plan it.
If you set aside money for social media, for a publicist, for marketing, things like that, and really you don't have to sit behind those dollars, and you can have more control of your own release.
You can't go wrong. As for me, I knew that my episode was either going to be awesome or fine. That's the risk you take.
We have with us Adriana and Gabriella. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. Carpeteo. How do you say it properly? Because I love this trailer. It's on the choice. I said, guys, we need this by itself with a couple others. And then you go, that's the festival. That's what we're about, because it looks amazing. What's it about?
Well, thank you. Carpeteo is about, it's set in 1970s in Puerto Rico. And basically the same thing that was happening to the Black Panthers and the Chicano movement here in the States, what's happening to Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico, where the FBI and the local police were opening files on anyone who was against the Vietnam War or was in favor of Puerto Rican independence. And this is a story about two siblings who, unbeknownst to one another, are working against each other. One of them becomes an activist, and the other one is a police informant. And so when the storylines collide, our protagonist realizes that she can't trust anybody, not even her own brother. So there's a proof of concept, and we're actually have the feature script ready to go. So we're looking for people who are interested in helping us making the feature film.
Okay, here it is. Let me show it to you, and then let's talk about it. Gabrielle, just hold that. Why? Because this is
Yeah,
it's
go ahead, of
amazing.
course.
It's
the trailer is great.
amazing. It speaks on its own. Here it is. It's amazing.
Aquí hay un micrófono oculto.
Pero Ángela, ¿por qué te van a estar vigilando a ti?
Hay un chota en el grupo, Raúl.
Lo tengo. Agente RP4.
Tengo miedo, Raúl, tengo miedo. Nos tenemos que ir.
That's all you need. I know you need more, but man, the way that is shot. Okay, Gabriella, go ahead and say what you want to say. I'm sorry.
No, I just wanted to add a little bit to what Adriana was saying. I wanted to say that for us, we really wanted to make a film that spoke about a Puerto Rican history, right? But also because it's a story that doesn't really get told. But we also wanted to find a way to, matter not just to Puerto Ricans, but to everybody. And that's kind of where the thriller aspect of the psychological thriller of that film comes in. And when we were doing our own research, that's when we found out that so many of the police informants were friends, siblings, family, husbands, lovers. And so that was sort of the concept that we were like, okay, this is how you hook that audience in, right? With that struggle.
Again, it looks amazing. I almost want to show it again. Okay, and let's preface it. It takes place in the 1970s, right? Puerto Rico, right? Puerto Rico. And a lot of people they say they do, they don't know a lot about Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah.
Puerto Ricans do, they do. But the way it looks, and I get it, and I'm, because when I first saw it, I said that one, and then I saw another one, I go that one, and then I go, oh, and then I had our I don't know if he wants to be named, but he picked one, and I said, ooh, and then I saw another one, I go, oh, that one, because that's what the festival is about. It's about, and they say, no, it's not. I go, it is, because at the end of the day, you want distribution, and you said this is kind of proof of concept. How long is this, by the way?
The short film is only 10 minutes long.
Okay, but if it were because it is proof of concept and it's called Now We Want to Make the Film, but you wanted to make it look like what you have it, because that right there, there's a lot of series I've seen on Netflix, probably on a couple networks that look like that. What's this? What would you call the way you shot it? Because and I get like the footage from old, you put that in and then you put her and then you combined it, but how do you get that? Is it like people go, well, it's an editing thing. I go, but is it a cat? What is it?
I mean, I like to call it like a kinetic, a way of kinetically keep the audience in tight and like into the film. Yeah, it was just a collaborative effort with my whole team. As a director, you have to talk with your cinematographer and your editor and the sound design, and we all came together making sure that it's from Angela's point of view. And so that paranoia, that stress, and that not really knowing who she can trust was all of the was funneled through this visual language and throughout the entire short.
Yeah, and something that I don't think doesn't really completely come through because it's just the trailer, so you should watch the film, is how important also the sound design was to it too. There was something that we were very meticulous about. We took a lot of time and effort into it so that both that visuals that you're talking about and that sound really come together and really, sell the story, right?
It does, because I'll give you an example. I used to work with NBC affiliate, a radio, even though ABC is technically a competitor. But the point is, I went to this thing. It was called Shorts, right? And I love that La Femme includes this, because what people don't understand is they can make a feature. We've already had one that was, and it was like a couple years later. I said, "Wait, didn't we interview?" She goes, "Yes, we made it into a film." I go, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" And sometimes you just need. But the way I did it, I don't know what camera or who edited it, or did they work on other things that are big budget? And did you like ask for a couple favors? Because sometimes it's hard, you know?
No, her name is Anna Gerstenfeld. She's an amazing editor. Like us, she's trying to break in as a full-time editor. Right now, she's an assistant editor on big shows like Winning Time, which is how I met her. So yeah, I was just trying to look for the best person to come on board. And after seeing a few people, she was the one that I felt had that energy to come in and make sure the movie not just would be told in Angela's point of view, and it would be well edited, but it would also bring that energy and that flow that Anna so gracefully does it. So she's
Hannibal, that's the show. It reminds me of Hannibal. It's not Hannibal, but Hannibal was shot in a way, and they didn't give it as much as I thought they could have. But it was on, I think, NBC, because we had a chance to interview them or something like that. And it looks like that style. I don't know what that style is, but they usually do it, and it's usually big budget. So what's the budget you need to make it everything that you want
for the feature?
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had a line producer do an actual budget on it. We've talked with some producers who were saying that it's in the 3 million range. So that's kind of what we're aiming for.
Yeah, and the actress, because that I'm going to show it real quick, because then people have to understand what I'm looking at, because you go, I see it as something I want to see in either A, film, or B, streaming, or C, something where it's all over, because Netflix has a bunch of these. Here it is again.
Que hay un micrófono oculto. Pero Ángela, ¿por qué te van a estar vigilando a ti?
Hay un chota en el grupo, Raúl.
Lo tengo. Agente RP4.
Tengo miedo, Raúl, tengo miedo.
Nos tenemos que ir.
I almost want other people to see scenes and go, that's why it works. That's why it does not work. You know what I mean? But who's the actress in this?
Her name is Anushka Medina, and she's a Puerto Rican actress. She's been working on a theater since she was little, and has done a few feature films. So she's amazing. Because she comes from theater, I knew that she was able to give her 110% into this. And her and Christian Miranda, who's the brother, they just did a fantastic job, and they were so into it since like rehearsal started. And on the days of the shoot, they were really invested and giving like everything.
Again,
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to add, something that I think was so amazing and was so important for us was that, yes, our actors were Puerto Rican, and we all of our crew in Puerto Rico was also Puerto Rican. And so we were able to also shoot in Puerto Rico. And I do think that it was something where kind of all the elements just worked and the magic really happened. And again, it was a story that they themselves wanted it to look as good as you're seeing it, right? And so everyone just gave their 110%, and you see it.
You see it. Yeah, that's my point. And you go, that's a short. How is that a short? And sometimes people go, well, it's a short, and they just minimize it. They go, no, you don't get it. I would even say you could do probably a budget of 300 to 400,000, get it done. Because sometimes $1 million, they backburn it, meaning, and they burn it in a bad way, but they put it on the back burner because they want other projects ahead of it. So do something at minimum 300, and then say with what you got, and then see if they're really about that. Because sometimes people will say it, but they don't put the money behind it, and they say, no, I do. I go, no, you don't. Watch. And then you get somebody that will do it for 300,000, and make sure you get paid. Put yourself in the budget. Don't put yourself not in the budget. And then, because I just think it needs to happen. That's all I'm saying. And because people kill it all the time. Been around. I've interviewed a lot of people, NBC, ABC, and some others that I can't even mention, both in front and behind the scenes. And I go, if it's not a studio, someone's gonna and you go, no, they're not. Just do it the way you did it, but do it for at minimum, and then do a maximum, and then say we want something in between, and then get it done. Because they go maximum. I go, that's the old way of, because now everyone's charging a lot, and everybody's going, we cannot get it done anymore. And there's a huge pipeline that we're missing right now. Because if you look at all the streaming platforms, they're putting out stuff that you go, is that big or little? Go look at Netflix, go look at Alba. Show this to Jessica Alba, and I guarantee she'll give you the money to make it, okay? Because that's the look she's going for, okay? But they kind of missed it. What? I know, watch, we're going to interview Alba. She's going to say, no, how dare you? But anyway, that's the answer, okay? So
great.
Keep it going, all right? And then just have it, or yeah. And I love the actress in it. Have her, because as a reel, added to her reel, you wouldn't know it's a short, and that's how good it looks. That's the answer, okay? So keep it going.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, great job. Okay, more right after this. Everyone, we have Shelly with us, and Shelly, you have something. It's called, actually, I'm going to let you say it, even though it's very easy to say, but I feel like maybe there's an accent where I don't have. What's the name?
The name of the project is Carly. Hi, how are you, Aaron?
Good. Okay, and Carly, you need to see it. That way you understand, because it says the word, and I love this word, but then sometimes people go, what is it? Because when I first heard the word, I didn't know what it was. Dystopian. Do you want to describe what dystopian is?
Sure. It is dystopian world, which is what we built in Carly. It's a world that it's not our own, and usually it's after, some major changes in the world that we live in. Usually catastrophic. So that's where we are. We're in a future where likability is your only currency, and yeah, it's just a weird futuristic world that we get to play in.
When you see it, then you understand. Okay, here it is.
Sure.
Hello. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Carly. I am the new host of the Cupcake Factory. I am deeply grateful to my predecessors, but now we are going to do things a little bit different. Our biggest enemy nowadays is not disease, hunger, violence, or pollution. Our biggest enemy is self-interest and the corruption of our souls. I believe in giving our children the best chance for a bright future. I believe in supporting one another. I believe in sharing our wealth. I believe in changing lives for the better. If you feel lost, share my beliefs, join my movement. And don't worry, darling. I am here to save your soul.
Don't forget to like, share, and follow.
What is that little girl's name? Her behind you sells it so much. They go, you don't get it, because people see it and they go, oh, it's all about cooking. No, it's about killing. It's about, and that girl goes, I don't know if I should be here. Sure, why not? What is in that? You go, no, you need it, right? What happened? What, like, seriously, Shell, say more.
Well, the concept itself for this proof of concept, which is a short that got into the festival, this is a prequel to the actual story. The big feature, the main character is the little girl. So it's basically this idea that in that world, in the future, we think that the life in the 40s and 50s is the way that we should be doing it. And it's kind of like Technicolor insanity of a world that you want to paint to sell to people, so they keep consuming, honestly, what we consume. And the whole idea was born from, I wrote this the second week of the pandemic, so it was kind of an interesting time in life, I think, for everyone. And we started thinking about, all the messaging and all the information that we were getting was just, it was just about everything just ending, and it was very hard, and how easily we were seeing a lot of violence on the screen, and everyone was turning to like doing lives on Instagram. I mean, what we're doing right now. And it was a lot about kind of wanting to connect. And so we dreamt a world where that connection and the approval of other people would be your currency. And what length would you go to get that currency, basically? So if you don't have money and it's only likability, where will we get to? And this show, well, we get to pretty awful things.
Well, and I don't think there's a subconscious. I don't know what it is, but everybody's in it. And some say it's Hunger Games. Some say there's other movies that are on Netflix that say dystopian. I never got it until I worked at NBC affiliate. And when I was there, because someone said, I love dystopian, I go, I'm not about it. And then I saw Hunger Games. I go, why would you be about? They go, you don't get it. And I go, all right, fine. But I have a theory, and here's a theory. And you'll probably say, no, it isn't. But I think everything's stuck in the 50s because it's called nuclear, that may have happened or did it. And then everybody makes it all right. Like Hunger Games, it's all right to kill your brother or your sister as long as it's for fun, because that's how we keep out of war eventually. That's why it's always desolate, because it basically is a nuclear. And now we have Russia talking nuclear. So it's all very current and very a thing. And I think you can have and Carly. So because the little girl, her face, I want to you really need to focus on. How did you get her to have that moment? What headspace is she in? I don't know what else, because she really sells it.
The fantastic thing about working with kids is that, as adults, as actors, I think we have to do a lot of work to get to that imaginary space, and we build the reality of the character and where you live and and then because I think when you grow up, you forget a little bit how fun it is to just believe and just play. And the fun thing I really like working with kids, and the wonderful thing about it is that if you tell them the story and what's happening at that moment, they are completely immersed in it. So it's not, I think it's maybe a little bit harder to get it from adults than to get it from kids. The little girl is actually played by identical twins. They're my nieces. And yeah, so you see two of them. I mean, you think it's the same girl, but
This is
because of the time that you can
is
have them,
weird.
yeah,
Auntie, I
you can
don't
have
know.
them on.
Do
Exactly.
they
No,
ever
one
look
of
at
them.
you a
There's
little
this scene.
scared or no? Do they ever look at you?
No, there is one scene where the little girl is with her dad at the beginning of the film, and you know, she's like looking at him and he's saying all these things and she's crying, and every time they cut, she will look at me and smile and be like, did it good? Did I did good? It's, I don't know, it's, they're living in another world and they're very, very cute.
You need another story. Okay. So what's her name?
Her name is, well, Aurora and Regina, so both of them.
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
And we just had twins on another. So I just say there's a story. There you go. That's the answer. Keep it going. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was about like a woman wanting her, but it's not. It's about dystopia. I'm gonna show it again and then watch the little girl. Now that you know what to look for, audience. No. And you say, okay, this is the short, but you say she's the story in another. Did I get you right or did I get you wrong on that?
Yeah, this is basically a pitch for the bigger story, and then the feature starts when that little girl is a teenager. So it's a coming of age story for that little girl. Mhm.
Got it. You're the Hunger Games. It's beautiful. Watch. Okay, here it is.
Exactly.
Hello. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Carly. I am the new host of the Cupcake Factory. I am deeply grateful to my predecessors, but now we are going to do things a little bit different. Our biggest enemy nowadays is not disease, hunger, violence, or pollution. Our biggest enemy is self-interest and the corruption of our souls. I believe in giving our children the best chance for a bright future. I believe in supporting one another. I believe in sharing our wealth. I believe in changing lives for the better. If you feel lost, share my beliefs, join my movement. And don't worry, darling. I am here to save your soul.
Don't forget to like, share, and follow.
You basically took over Hunger Games and you're the new senator. That's the answer, right? No? Am I wrong on this? You could play that, by the way.
I mean, I'm gonna, sure, yes. I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, you could be the next one. What? You could rewrite that. Rewrite it. They have more years. They don't win.
Why not?
You know, it keeps going. They make them think they win. It's a virtual set. It's a virtual stage. You know, go watch Hunger Games. It's a virtual. That's what they don't know they're in. Okay, anyway, thank you very much, Shelly. Thank you. And keep going. Okay, I love it.
No, thank you, Aaron. I'm glad you like it. Have a good day.
Yeah. All right. We're here with Kristen Wolf on location, reporting live. Where are you reporting from, Kristen?
I mean, doesn't it look like that?
Yeah, totally.
I think I missed my actual calling. What was I doing?
I know.
I'm in New York. I'm real close to Times Square, reporting to you live.
Thank you. Okay, reporting live. You're reporting on Parker. What's Parker doing right now? I understand a dress is involved.
A dress is involved. There's a green dress involved. There's family expectations that are involved. There's hiding the truth about yourself, not because you're ashamed, but because you don't want to potentially hurt people you love. And I'm here up near Broadway where so many of these stories are being told live on stage. So it seems very apropos.
Okay, here it is. I'm telling you, it's a broadcast. We're here, ABC or NBC. We'll go back. I don't care. Wherever. I'm for all. Fox.
Mija, look what I found. It's nice. It was your mom's. I made it for her for prom.
Wait, you want me to wear it? Nana, I gotta go.
You booging?
No, I just want to get changed up. So, prom, right? Would you believe today is my 50th wedding anniversary? Wow. Do you have a sweetheart? Actually, there is someone.
I asked Maria to prom. I was scared to, but she said yes. She's into you, bro. You should ask her to prom.
What is up with her?
I say, what's the harm in a little life that keeps everyone happy?
Hey, Parker, we should hang out.
Bro, wait. You forgot to change up.
Parker and the green dress. Okay, why green, by the way? What's because it could have been any other color, but why green?
This is true. Well, green is a color that's associated with a few things for me that I'm gonna keep to myself. But you're right, and everything does have meaning. So that has meaning more to me personally. And also our actress looked amazing in the color, so we went with it.
I like it because it could be in a blue dress, it could be in a green dress, it could be in a red dress. And
the dress came first. The dress came first, and then the story followed it.
Interesting. Okay, I like that. All right, now look. I love now the woman in it. How did you cast, like, because there's how do I say, you can have anyone, but when you go, no, you fit, like, did it happen where you met and then you said, oh, I got it? Or like, how did that work?
No, actually, that's a really great question. As it happened, the story came first, and then I had to go find an actor to play that role. And that was Val Quinones. We did a pretty extensive amount of auditioning in Denver looking for the person. And we just weren't finding the right person until Val walked in. And then she at the time, we put her up alongside Edie, the actor, and they were phenomenal together. And actually we changed the character significantly, and the grandmother as well, to fit Val because they're that phenomenal of an actor. I pretty much knew once we did the audition that was our actor, and then changed the script to fit.
Ah, okay. I'm glad you said that because we have a lot of writers, we have a lot of scripts, and sometimes some go, no, script, but then you meet the person, you go, oh, they talk a little different, I'm going to make it a little different, and then you go, oh, now it flows. And some people don't think that way, but I'm glad you're open in that way. What's next? Because I see this and I go, okay, I know there are people that want this because sometimes people don't understand what it's like, and maybe you could speak on that. What is it like? Again, it's Parker and the green dress, because I don't know, I haven't seen the whole film. I just get a little on that.
Right. So Parker is basically, in the story, is, somewhat like myself, is exhibits like female masculinity, or to put another way, is masculine presenting, is a masculine presenting woman. And that's a story that is not often seen in media. We see these people in celebrities, of course. A lot have come out now as sort of mask of center, but we don't often see them in stories. And so I really wanted to change that up. And I also didn't want it to make it, Parker dresses as she wants to dress in school and in her life. There's no shame associated with who she is or how she is, except her grandmother, who's obviously a bit more conservative, and Parker worries that she might struggle to accept her. Her grandmother has already lost a daughter who was Parker's mom. So Parker, in her mind, is like, I don't want to hurt this woman any further. So she keeps basically her identity a secret. not because she feels shame, but because she doesn't want to hurt someone that she loves. And I think that's an important distinction to make, because there's a lot of stories about being shamed for your identity or who you love or how you're not. And I really feel like we're done with the stories of shame around one's identity, and now it's more about joy, acceptance, and the difficulty of sharing who you are with people you love.
I love it. It's right there. It's playing at La Femme. Parker and the Green Dress. You got to see it. Go get it. How long is it?
It's 20. I think it's 23 minutes. It's
Okay,
got
all
a
right.
really great twist at the end.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was a feature. I get kind of confused with these. But I'm glad it, because it really looks that way. Like it could be a feature. So good
Yeah,
job.
it really could.
Yeah, good job, and keep it going. Okay. Now
Thanks, Aaron.
I'm going to digress a little.
Yeah.
How do you stream that? I tried to get that in the field, and it's always blotchy. Do you have 5G, 6G? Like, what G do you got? What connection do you have? What kind of phone are you using to connect with us? I need every interview like this.
I'm just on. Hey, shout out to Verizon. I'm on 5G. I guess it's what my screen says, and I'm here. Really, I am just adjacent to Times Square.
Because CNN's calling. Yep, CNN. All right, CNN. All right, coming to you live. Thank you so very much for spending time. Again, it's all amazing. Parker and the Green Dress are going to be here with us when it premieres, or
I am certainly hoping to.
Okay, we have horrible reception over here. So come in, say like they would in a broadcast. This is your name, and then coming live from. Go ahead.
This is Kristen Wolf coming live to you from Times Square. New York City, baby. Best city in the world.
Parker and the Green Dress. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Aaron.
We have with us Tiffany and Tiff. You got some things going on over there. Obviously, you're on location. I see Jules, right? Jules. What's Jules about?
Hi, Aaron. How are you today?
I'm good.
Nice to talk to you. So Jules is about a young woman who is in a relationship with an ex-motocrosser who got into a really, really bad injury, and he's no longer able to race anymore. So unfortunately, because he was hurt so badly, he doesn't allow her to ride anymore. And it's a pretty big issue within their relationship, and things end up happening. She decides she still wants to go to the track. He decides he's still not with it, and problems ensue for sure.
Okay, I'm about this. There's actually, I was talking to someone. He says, I want a motorcycle something. I said, okay. So we kind of started it. I have it recorded. I use what's called voice recorder, and then I go through it with the person. I go, okay, well, that's kind of in a way it is, but we need to go further and more on this. So why did you choose this particular? Because motocross is a whole, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I was very ambitious in doing this project for sure. And I ride motocross myself. My fiance rides motocross as well. We're both stunt performers, so I'm used to being around motorcycles and, cars and all of these things. But motocross is something that I really, really enjoy doing myself. And I just feel like I've never seen a Black woman do a film, based around in the world of motocross. So it was something that was really intriguing for me. And again, I feel like I was very ambitious with doing this project, but I believe that it came out so well, and I'm very proud of the project.
I'm going to hold on to you. And you say, what's your husband's name, by the way? I have a question on that.
Why?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Here's why. You as a team are amazing. I can almost guarantee it. Is he in stunts as well, or not really?
Yeah, he's a stunt performer. He doubles a lot of actors. Every Black actor you've ever seen ride a motorcycle or slide a car, it's probably him.
Here's why, and it's something that I've been saying for years. Okay, I know people in the stunt community, like literally, I've been like at events where they throw together and they network. Stunt, and it's in your Instagram, Tiffy Stunts, right? We can follow you.
Yes, yes.
Okay, stunt, and I know you're going to say no. We're about more than that. I know that, but whenever I go to AFM and I meet stunt people, they go, "Ooh, get me a job. I'm a stunt," and that you go all around the world. But sometimes people don't understand. You have a love, like you and him have a love, right? You're married, right? So you can hire him, he can hire you, and you can hire each other on other projects and then travel the world, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
And we
so
take
what?
our 2-year-old son with us wherever we go.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And I know stunt people that have been pregnant and go on a project and they go, don't tell anyone I'm pregnant. And I go, that could be a problem because they tumble and they twirl and then they sometimes they don't ever fall. Like they go, we know how to fall so we don't hurt ourselves. And I go,
Yeah.
but there's always accidents. And on that project, somebody hurt themselves behind the scenes, but I'm not allowed to talk about. But anyway, the point is this. You're the second person we've had that have come out and said, I do stunts. I happen to have made a film as well. So Jules is something I say, good job, because now you're a film and you're a person for hire as a stunt person, right?
Yes, correct. And to go back to what you said about pregnant women doing stunts, I was 6.5 months pregnant when I stopped doing stunts. So I definitely worked 6.5 months into my pregnancy. I did lower impact things. I didn't do anything. Well, I doubled Kiki Palmer and Nope when I was pregnant, but I didn't know at the time. So yeah, we definitely do still do stunts.
Well, here's what I'm saying. You're always for hire on big budget stuff. And if you talk about that, they go, oh, we get you. Because you go, but I want to talk about the film. I go, yeah, but talk about both because they keep you employed long term, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm actually transitioning out of stunts into directing and producing because this is something that I have a real passion for. And my 2-year-old might run in here at some point, just FYI. This is something that I have a huge passion for, and I'm also in the stunt community, so I have access to everything, like anything stunt related, any type of motorcycle gag, any type of car gag, any type of wire, any type of anything. I am able to pull the people in who, can get those jobs done. So I'm, in an exceptional spot because I have access to a lot of things and I know a lot of things as far as action is concerned.
Yes, and you can coordinate. And they say get a coordinate and work on stuff where you're a coordinator. Because I've heard of ones like even the Oscars stunts don't get, and I've been in on those discussions. Why is it not a category? They go, well, it's a separate category, like on the technical side. And then there's a whole thing about that. Tom Cruise and a couple others say, no, these are our stunt people.
Yeah.
We try it, but if you wanted to go long term, they're the one that takes the. So I'm glad you're transitioning into directing because it could technically. There have been cases they go, please don't talk about that. I need another job, but they get surgery, they get problems, they break something. You hear about it all the time where people got hurt so bad. That's why you have to have insurance. You have to have, but they're usually big budget. Like the other one said, she worked on Transformers. She's worked on. I'm not gonna lie, I heard Transformers. That's where I was. Yeah, it's big budget. But people go because you come from the world of, and you said it earlier, you can drive, but an accident can always, even as strong as everyone is, an accident can still happen. We just heard of, unfortunately, the situation where there was a shoot and then Baldwin was like, but, those are accidents that you go, no, we're very professional. You mentioned a wire. I've known people that have been on a wire. You check it, you double check it. They say, check it yourself as well. Don't depend on the people checking it because anything can happen, right?
Yeah. And to go along with that, to be completely honest, in my own experience and experiences of many, 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 many stunt performers that I personally know, accidents do happen. And sometimes, a lot of times those accidents happen because stunts are rushed. We're rushed like crazy. It's like we have all these big gags to do. And yet, production rushes through stunts a lot. And I find that a lot of, not a lot, but there's stunt coordinators who don't necessarily want to say no to production sometimes. So they'll, okay, yeah, we can do this, and try to do the best that they can. But sometimes it doesn't always work out.
And they pay really good, but you're basically putting your whole life in jeopardy, including your little one. So cute. Is your little one wanting a stunt work, or would you say no?
My son is 2.5 years old, he's been doing burnouts and donuts on his electric bike for the last like 3 or 4 months.
Yep, that's a stunt family.
It's insane. The first time I saw him do it, I literally stood there for 5 minutes and I was in shock. I was like,
he's like, what did you expect? What do you think you did when you were pregnant? I mean, you put that into me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps saying. And then obviously his dad is who he is. So his dad, teaches him, and he has an affinity for it as well, that he really just likes to, ride his little cars and his motorcycles and stuff like that, and his little bikes. So he just loves to do it.
Do a story with him, and then you could say, I manage you, okay? And that's what I see lately. There are not managers that manage in a way. They want promotion as a stunt person because they do certain things, but it's really kind of like a word of mouth thing. So if you're a friend with someone who does happen to know, but some are trying to get other jobs going, I need to because you get segmented into one, and then that's it. And then one breaks out and they go into the other field, and you go, it's again, who you know in the industry and or who you do business with. So I'm glad you're getting the directing part. And then just because we had one on, she was on Matrix. It was so short. She was on the most recent one, but she comes from a stunt background. And so she made a film and it got distribution, and she had, I think her guy in it and a bunch of other guys that she works with.
Yeah, my son is in this. My son is in Jules. He does a little wheelie on his KTM Strider. And my fiance was one of the stunt coordinators in this project. So we were all in the project.
See, you hire each other. That's my point. So do more films that way. Okay, keep it going. Love it. Great job. Keep it going and keep it safe, okay?
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you.
All right, Jules, check it out. All right, we'll be back with more right after this. We have with us, okay, I'm going to say this. This one is very interesting. I want to show it and then see what the rest is. So can we just show it real quick? Okay, here it is.
That was great, Zoe. What do you think of the scene?
That good, huh?
Hey,
What part are you here for?
autistic daughter of the love interest.
What part are you here for?
Autistic sister of the love interest. Autistic cousin. Autistic friend.
What part are you here for?
Autistic Miss Squishy Tomato. This makes no sense. Tomatoes can't talk.
Not a word. Not a word. So we're looking for someone a bit more autistic. So
She is autistic. Okay. Zoe, what is your autism superpower?
You know, like Rain Man.
Sometimes if you want to win, you got to play by their rules.
Okay, Zoe, you definitely got our attention. Do you have a monologue for us?
I love it. Okay, first of all, I great job. Whenever you hear that word, and I know a lot of friends that are, I'll just say the word, they hate the word. Why are you calling me that? But good job. Okay, who am I talking to? Because I see Bella Zoe Martinez, and then I have, go ahead. You introduce yourself.
Melissa
Melissa.
Martinez-Ruffy. I'm the producer.
Good job, by the way. Good job, because and I love how you did it, because it's all right there.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks amazing. And you guys, there we are. Once More Like Rain Man is what it's called. It's about 19-year-old autistic filmmaker who wrote and starred in the film. She made the film to raise awareness of how autistic people are portrayed in Hollywood, which honestly you never know. And then there's a fact here. Bella paid for the film with a settlement she received after her school district lost her for an entire semester during what? How did that happen?
Oh, well, they were recording her as attending virtual school, but she was never left. So the only thing that they did switch her from getting A's and doing great in school with great class participation to failing and being a delinquent. So she had to make up an entire year in 4 months. And they blamed her, and they tried to say she wasn't autistic anymore because they didn't want to pay for it. So this was her chance to have a voice. We invested it in her because we were going to pay for college anyway. So this gave her a chance to do something positive with it.
Okay, and I love it. I love it.
Thank
I
you,
love
Mark.
it. Yeah, go ahead. Say what you want to say.
You, not me.
You technically said what I wanted to say. I can't really speak much right now.
I'm so sorry. She has a sinus infection, so she's kind of pitiful. Sorry, honey.
She has information. I guarantee
Sorry,
it.
there
She's
was-
yeah. Well, I love the whole thing, and
She does.
Yeah. Now the story, since you really put it together and you made it, why did you make it? Do I call you Zoe or Bella? Which is it?
Bella. Just call me Bella.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Our internet is horrid over here. We're trying to get it. But go ahead, Bella.
I wanted to show many people like audition. Not only that, but also just show that people can have a future with them in it. Because usually autistic character is like as an afterthought or as like a side character or just never a main character or just like an obstacle or like something to help win interest affection. It kind of sucks because autistic people, like people forget it's a spectrum and people really are misinformed about what it is.
Yeah, they're not trying to be mean. It's just so Bella actually got a lot of those questions, but the character is a combination of her and her siblings because all 3 kids are autistic, but incredibly different. So
I happen to know a lot about the subject only because no one knows this, but my sister's disabled a lot. And when I mean that, if you look at my Instagram, you'll say, "Oh, I get it." So I've grown up, but that's a different type. Autism is a whole, and they're trying to understand it. And I have people that say, "Oh, you are, or you're not," and I go, "You don't get how smart." And then they go, "You're on this spectrum, you're on that," and I go, "But I actually there's one that I want you to show. I hope they can make it. I'm going to push this out to them. It's called Jewels of Youth. I have to promote them. It's nonprofit, and there's a lot of kids that are. In fact, the one who put it together, she has sons who are autistic, but they went to college and they went really big. Now I understand again, Bella, you wrote this yourself. How long was the script?
I'm sorry that you're in pain, honey. It was 21 pages initially, and so we had to cut it down for 15 minutes. The final monologue and the song wrote that song, and the entirety.
And like every take was like 11 minutes at least.
Yes,
like all through.
And you did it perfectly. So the point was, is a friend ages ago told her it's up to you to make a future if it has you in it. So she's like, well, if nobody else is going to hire me, I'm going to hire myself. And
I think that's the best advice,
because it's always you play autism. And so like more than 40% of the cast and crew was neurodivergent, different disability, though you don't really see it in there. I mean, like some of the actors were in a wheelchair or had walkers, but you don't see it because it wasn't part of the character. They can play anybody. It's, who they play and who they act, is not dependent on their disability, and it doesn't need to be highlighted.
And it early every day.
Yes.
Well, I have a couple that I've interviewed, and they're on
Accommodations
NBC.
into practice on the set.
I get that. I've interviewed a couple people. They're on NBC. And it was a show. Minnie Driver was in it, and then there's another one. She's like, I'm going to be on a show too. And again, Jewels of Youth, big plug. I know we're about La Femme, but I will say this: great job writing it. Do you want to write a longer one of like, just a general one, Bella?
She has it. Yeah. Yes, she does. She has it actually. So, and it's more fleshed out with Jerry and as well as you get to see why Sheila is the way that she is. And, but it's from Zoe's point of view. So Bella look at the camera to kind of translate, what she's thinking, because you never find out what the autistic person is thinking. It's always from the parent's point of view or somebody else's point of view. So this time, and she's got a lot to say on, she's like, well, some people are just neuros. I'm like, neurotypical or neurotic?
Neuro. They don't get it, man. And I love how you brought the, as you said, you helped produce it. So thank you for bringing the money to it and then bringing all the people together. Are you going to be there in LA? I would love to meet you in person.
Yes, we're going to be there in LA, and she will be far more chatty.
Very.
No, hey, I'm running on a drink, and I'm like, just so you know, so it'll be fine. Okay, let's talk around the corner again. La Femme is where it's at. It's a huge selection. Thank you. I cannot wait to see it. I really want to see a feature, and I want to see you in. I know you're a writer. I get that you're an actress, and I think you got so much going on that I can't wait. You need representation. I know, Mother, your representation, but keep it going. And then I know I'm going to be like, oh man, I said this to someone recently at the Jewels of Youth Foundation. They hold it every year. It's a nonprofit for kids with disabilities of all sorts, including, all right, fine. They're saying, shut up, La Femme. Okay. The point is, keep doing what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah. I released 2 songs because she didn't have enough challenges.
Wow. That too. So, again, keep it going. She's got a lot in. It's all right there. Just let it out. Okay, Bella?
So, sorry, I had to get your voice.
We have with us the team of, and I'm going to let you introduce it, but it's called Meeting You, Meeting Me. What's it about?
Hello, hi. Yes, Meeting You, Meeting Me is a story about friendship, about 2 women from very different backgrounds who meet by chance and embark upon an unlikely, unexpected friendship.
Okay, here it is. Check it out.
What brings you here today?
How do you be so free-willed like you?
Sometimes I don't want to face me, and so I just create chaos around me.
Tab.
Oh! The worst is when it's like someone that I thought was my friend, but now thinks I'm a piece of shit.
Did you ever notice how I need you now to experience the things I see? Show me which way to go.
Pizza delivery. Simone?
He delivered your pizza, what, 3, 4, 5 times? Why not a burger? Why not pad thai? Tell me it's not because you think he's kind of cute.
Hey, Seb. I think I might have to rethink this trip to Thailand. I'm really sorry.
You cannot be honest with yourself for 2 seconds to see what you actually want.
I wasn't raised to talk about my feelings.
I really wanted to trust you.
You can trust me. Trust me.
I don't know why I can't figure my shit out.
엄마, 듣고 있지? 이제 행복해지려고요.
Dear heart, all the years that made you bittersweet.
What did you say this was?
Oh, rice cake.
It's so strange. In like the best way. Mm.
Meeting me. It's where it's at. Look, it looks good, by the way. I can't wait to see it. I saw it by itself, and I said, "Ooh, I wonder how long is it."
It's 85 minutes.
Okay, and what came together to make it?
What came together to make it? All of the elements. I guess a group of friends in a lot of ways. Sharon, the producer, who you can see, she and I went to grad school together. So it was not too long when we were done with grad school that I decided that we should make a feature. And so Annika, who we're having technical difficulties, so you might not be able to see Annika right now, but she is one of our stars. I had worked on a few shorts with her, and I also asked her if she would be a star in my film, as well as Sam, who cannot join us today, the other actress. And luckily both of them said yes. And so, one by one, the elements came together for us to make this.
What I like, and there's something in there. I'm not used to sharing. You're like, well, share. Don't share. She gets mad. No, I don't know. I haven't seen it. Share. What do you want to say?
Oh, no, thank you for having us. It's great to be back at La Femme, and especially with this film. So we're excited to be sharing it with the LA audience. So yeah, come check us out.
Okay, and look, sometimes you say produce it, and you say, can you say more? Seriously, can you say more, Sharon, about the story? Because what, like,
Yeah, I mean, just like Lena said, the movie is about friendship, and it highlights a lot of the friendships that Lena shared with her friends, and it really resonates with a lot of the women, and not just women, but just the theme of friendship, So I think a lot of the friends who came together to work on this really believed in it, and so I, along with all the filmmakers that took part of it, are very proud of what we produced together. So, yeah. What else? What else do you want to know? Yeah. Wait, what do you want to know?
you remind me of the character in it. Like, I don't say much. What do you want, right?
Yeah, what do you want?
But I love it. I love
raised
it.
to talk about my feelings.
See, there it is. That's the one. Thank you. I wanted to hear. Oh, I love that one. Lena, look, you got a great thing here. All of you. There we are. And I feel bad for our other, but you're going to have to speak for other because we're running out of time. But this film, I'm excited for it. It looks good. It looks great. It looks feature length. I love it. And people go, why do you keep saying that? Because there's some, I'm not going to lie, do not look feature length. They're like learning to get it feature length. So when it gets there, and I know it will, what do you hope will happen?
Well, after La Femme, we are actually doing a 1 week theatrical run at the Lemley NoHo in November 15th through 21. So if you don't catch it at La Femme, which please do come to La Femme, it's going to be an amazing time. You can also catch it in theaters, and hopefully after that we will also get more wider distribution so that it can eventually be available for everyone.
Okay, because I know I keep having conversations with Les, and she's like, too much, too soon? All right. But I keep having conversations with Les, and I know she wants to put you all out there, but I don't know. All right, it'll happen when it happens. But and you can get tickets from anywhere. You don't have to be in person. That's what La Femme is about. Is the other one like that? I'm gonna put a little competition out. Do they have that where you can stream it from anywhere just during the time of the festival, or not really?
I actually don't know.
See, Sharon, go ahead, Sharon. Say what you want to say. She did the little but say it, Sharon.
No, if you want to see it, you need to come in person, and
Oh,
we'll be
you're
there
like,
too.
Yeah, but everything's streaming as of late. You do want distributors and people that produce to get it out there, and you want them at the festival that we can meet them and you can shake hands with them and say how much, what was it, and you have to have all those ready to go. Because I've seen it where they get approached by somebody, they don't know who the person is in the room, but the person's shopping and they want it on something big. Because I've been at AFM's in Vegas this year, not Santa Monica. So the opportunity right now is La Femme and all the festivals that happen around this time. I think they all happen together for a reason to get distribution out there. And I know Les can help you, but you got to get it, everywhere. So I would say if you have any producer friends or anything, have them pay to see it and then see if they'll want to make the feature with you or distribute it. Because some of these are not getting shown years later. I know because I've been at this for a while. So keep doing what you're doing. Okay, Lena and Sharon. And before we let you go, is there anything else maybe that I missed?
No, I think Annika just figured out her camera situation, but unfortunately, if we have to go, we have to go.
No, we got Annika. We'll make it happen, Annika. Finally, she's working. It is working. Go ahead, Annika. Get Annika in on this. Let's just add her to this, and here we go.
Hello.
There you go.
Oh, there she is. I have to say, we're all three of us are in very different time zones. So I'm actually in Korea right now. Annika is in Glasgow, Scotland, and Sharon is in LA. So
you guys have better connection than Annika, and we're in LA. Seriously, Annika. Annika, let's talk about this. Unfortunately, we don't have much time, but what was this whole experience like?
Oh, this experience was amazing. Such a gift to get to work with Lena and to have such a collaborative set and place to play and explore these themes of friendship and authenticity and growing up. So
and was
really,
it easy or was it hard? Because right? Am I wrong? What? It's a good
it
show.
It was such a joy. So I guess in that way, it's easy, but it's never easy. When you're doing long days and you're shooting a lot of pages per day. But it's the most fun type of hard.
Are you guys going to work together on another? Because I'm not going to lie, you guys there's something going on here, and I think it's a feature. Where's the feature at? Maybe it's a different script.
Well, this is the feature. Maybe there will be more of this or more of something else. But yeah, hopefully we can work on a lot more together throughout the rest of our careers.
Yeah, it's just the beginning.
See, Annika knows what's up. I'm telling you. And Sharon, because Sharon, I need more from you. Okay, Sharon, what do you think is going to happen in the future? Annika already knows.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be on set together. So that's what's going to happen.
Even though they're international, isn't that great? That's what it's about now. Thanks to COVID, there's nothing good about COVID, but we figured out how to be internationally work together, right?
Yep.
So what's going to happen next is we're all going to be in La Femme.
Yes, exactly. We'll be in LA at the end of October. Unfortunately, Annika will not be there, but she will be in spirit. And then we'll also be showing in November.
I find that so hard to believe. It's always the internationals that come in, and then it's the ones that are here that go, I just can't make it. Annika, can you make it just for a little, just for a photo op?
I'll FaceTime in, and I'll have my tech worked out by then.
Are you working on a project? Is it Marvel? It's something Marvel, huh, Annika?
No, I'm not working on a project. My partner's working on a project over here, so I'm over here with him for a while.
Well, tell Marvel you need to be there. That's the answer.
Yeah.
They'll be all right. It's just an eve or a day. I don't know. Anyway, okay. Thank you so much, all of you. We're out of time. Make it a great day. And there it is. That's the answer. It's meeting you, meeting me, meeting someone. That's the answer. I'll be in your next one.
Thank you. See you
Or
there.
not. Okay, bye, everyone. We'll be right back with more. We're here with Nadia. Nadia, you got a little family drama, and I'm hoping it's not a drama that you got, but sometimes people write from experience, I know. But it's called A Little Family Drama. Let's talk about it. And it says this. It's actually, I'll let you introduce it.
So it's a dramedy about a multi-generational family, a Mexican-American family in Los Angeles, who are all coming together for their annual family dinner that they haven't unfortunately had for a while because of family illness. And when they come together, they don't know a lot of things come to light, specifically that the grandson has staked the family business, which is a restaurant, on a business venture that is essentially blown up. So all these things come to light in a very funny and dramatic way at the dinner table.
Okay, here, I'll let you see what it means, because it is, here it is.
My distinguished guests, I give you the Taco-matic. What's this for?
Our family reunion dinner. Everyone will be there tomorrow.
¿Se puede saber qué diablos hacen?
What does it look like we're doing? Keep loading.
I'm guessing the taco truck's still hunting your dreams. You should see someone about that.
You've been ignoring our notices for the past 6 months.
Grandma co-signed a loan for the Taco-matic. We use the restaurant as collateral.
Grandma wants to end a family dinner with a soup.
We are not ending with that soup.
You can come to the dinner or not.
I couldn't avoid it if I tried. We live in the same house.
Then stay in your room!
We're going to lose the restaurant, Grandma, unless you happen to have $500,000 somewhere.
Look at
Apparently, I'm an internet sensation.
Are you going to involve me in your plan?
Are you going to keep quiet?
Your superiority complex has no place here.
Do you even know what it's like to take a risk?
Welcome to the Sepulveda family dinner!
What did I miss?
You're going to need this.
Okay, here's a fun fact. I know that restaurant. I've eaten there when I was a little kid. It has been there for years. How did you find it, Nadia?
Well, I mean, we got very lucky. I mean, I'd say that with a lot of the things in this is that we got very lucky. But I mean, we really were looking to find one of the oldest existing Mexican restaurants, and that one was definitely on our list. And when we approached them, it actually had just changed hands. So they were definitely in flux, and they were really very open to us shooting there. So it kind of just all came together. And I think we only actually reached out to maybe like 5, but they immediately responded. So we got actually very lucky.
We need to have a premiere. If you already had one, I apologize, but I'm gonna say this. This is literally down the street from me. That's how close I am to that. I see it all the time. I drive by and I go, I wonder if I want to go. And I get that they've changed, but what it is on the outside, if I could just freeze frame that, is exactly what. So I'm not gonna lie. When I saw this, I said maybe it's a family thing, and you're making it happen. That woman who. Like, who is, because she is great. She's out of the van. She looks like she's the owner. I thought like maybe it's a family that owns that. I'm glad they worked with you, but I'm glad you got in transition, because sometimes they don't get it. That thing has been there for years.
Yeah, it has been there for a very long time. Yeah, so it really worked out that, you know, we were shooting this about a family who has had a restaurant for, you know, decades, that we were also able to find a restaurant that was like that. But we got to shoot in there, which was really great, and they were so open to it. We even shot like you know, a lot of the food scenes in this we were able to shoot while they're actually cooking, kind of very documentary style, just to get a really good feel of what it is like, and, you know, in a restaurant, and, you know, the feelings of this family owned place.
Well, it's one of those when you drive by, you don't know what's there. I'm not going to lie. And it's the parking thing, because you only have like 3 or 4, maybe a few. You have a street. You saw the residential. That's down the street. It's on a main street. I know where it's at. But
Yeah.
every time I go by it, I go, oh, I want. And so I'm glad and I really want to see the inside, because you don't know looking at it from the outside what it looks like on the inside. And I don't know if they changed anything on it. I'll give you an example.
Hasn't changed.
Yeah. I don't even want to give my age, but I literally saw it with my mother and my okay, my stepdad, and I was probably around 8 years old. Okay. And that was the only time we went. And I remember, I think the beans and the rice were really good. And I don't remember anything else. Because when you're a kid, you don't really like everything, especially when you're growing up on like burgers. You know what I mean? That was my life. But they've changed the area, but that has been years. So I'm glad you chose it. I'm glad they worked with you. It's a great thing to talk about location because some of the other don't work with you as easily. But if you got in transition, they go, dude, we need promotions. So promote them. Okay. Now let's talk about the film. It's completely different than that. And here's the description. A Mexican-American family whose lives revolve around their legendary restaurant. Yay. Casa Calderon. Love you guys. Prepare for their annual family reunion dinner, oblivious to the fact that a shattered taco truck dream is about to change everything. And it's competition in a weird way. Go ahead. How did that happen?
Sorry, what was the question? Sorry, I missed what you said. Oh, you mean how did the taco truck come into play, or
everything, the whole thing?
Well, the lead actor Ramon Torres and I met while I was in school. He came in as an actor. I was in Columbia at the time, and we kind of loved working with each other. And during that time, when I was in school, we made a short film called Mariachi Madness, and we, did the tour with that, and we just loved that film and that story, it's very different from this, but at the core of it, it's still about a family coming together after dealing with grief, through humor. And so when we had more time in our hands, as many people did during COVID, we kind of just sort of started workshopping a little bit in a feature version. And then literally one day he just called me up and he said, we're shooting this in 2 months or whatever. And I was like, what? I was like, we just wrote a script, so we're doing it. So sometimes things happen very fast, and luckily we just had a lot of great people around us, and we just went for it. And we found also a very old house down by the Grove that we were able to use for our multi-family, multi-generational house compound, as so to speak. But we also really wanted to choose spaces like the restaurant that were lived in, that were real, that were, from LA and really felt like LA and very true to the culture and the community.
Yeah, I don't know what the menu's like now, but I really want to promote. Okay, I wish because they could put a carpet on the outside right there where it's at. You know where it's at. So
yes, San Gabriel, yeah.
Family, but I would have never known you shot anything there because I probably passed out like every other day. My mother knows it. There's a hostel right down the street. I've lost people at that hostel, but the answer is just keep it going, keep doing, and keep promoting. And can you release the thing because they really need promotion? I feel like it's about to be closed because there are other restaurants in the same area that because of COVID have been closed, and they have a lot of history.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they're. I mean, I couldn't tell you right now what's going on with Casa Calderon. But I mean, they seem to be doing well. But of course, every single time when we show this film and we are out there, we are always supporting that restaurant. I mean, I think they even came to our LA premiere. So it's a great restaurant, and people should definitely go to it.
They need promotion. I'm not going to lie. Yes. Every single restaurant down the street has closed because it's that parking lot. That parking lot, but
it's an incredibly small parking lot, and really the parking is really behind it. That's where they have more parking, so you don't even know. It's really it's difficult. Yeah.
I'm from the area. I know they need help. I haven't been there since I was 8 years old. Okay, so anyway,
you should go. You should be going as well.
Well, I know now because it always looks closed. That's like tell them to open all hours. They go, we don't have enough time. I know you don't, but that's the problem. Okay, anyway, yeah. I love it. Keep it going. I love how you did this. I know you have more in you. Keep it going. How do we follow you?
We're on Instagram. You can find us at A Little Family Drama on Instagram. We have a website. Right now we are, we're reaching the end of our festival tour, and we are going to actually be doing a limited theatrical run and some limited series. So please follow us, like us on Instagram, and look to see where we're going to be.
Oh, and I have another question. It's very important for filmmakers. They say, no, it's not. I go, it is. It is. My mother wants to watch a lot of films on Netflix. Now, she does not watch anything rated R. I'm not going to give you age, but she's very Christian, okay? So she doesn't want to watch anything with certain things. It always says MA. I go, oh, too much nudity. We're literally going to watch this. She goes, there's sex scenes in it. You know how it tells you at the top? How did you get that beginning part? Because some people put that in and they hope for it. But how did you get to that level to be able to say, it's PG-13, guys? Because, see, now my mother can watch it.
Well, I mean, really, what you do with that is you just send it to the Motion Picture Association, and they will do that for you as part of the process. I mean, I don't know if they do that necessarily for sure, but when you're going through the process of distribution and looking for that, you do submit it to them for for a rating. And once you get that, they actually send you all of the the emblems and things like that you can then put on your trailer and your features and whatnot. But it is kind of one of those things that is part of the process.
Because some people go for R, and I go, just let it be something for everybody. And then do they give you like how you could have made it, either I know a lot of people are like, no, you don't get it. That scene is very important. I go, sometimes you could do it a little different to make it more for everyone. So the kids in the room don't go, oh, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, we really wanted this film to be for everyone. I mean, this film at its heart is about family, and about family is universal, no matter what background you come from. Of course, there are little aspects of it that are, I guess, that lead it to being rated R. I think we have maybe like 1 or 2 curse words. But at the end of the day, I think when you're putting a film together, I think sometimes you do have rating in mind, because they do have a loose guideline, certainly about like cursing and nudity and things like that. But I think when you're doing a family film, we knew that those things weren't necessary. At the end of the day, this is about a family. This is about ultimately them trying to find themselves back to loving each other and common ground after dealing with a loss. So and once again, I'm going back to the universal aspect of family and whatnot. So those things kind of just came hand in hand.
Yeah, and again, I'm going to be preaching this again. You got to think TV long term. So they can edit it so that everyone can watch it, right? Because Netflix has everything on there, but sometimes the kid walks to the room or grandma walks to the room, you go, oh, and then you change it. And I go, there is a way, but so you have the way it's supposed to be, and then you have for everyone else. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to do drastic measures. You just have the one that you want. So if you want it R, that's awesome, but have like another one ready to go. And I think you hit something that I really want the Motion Picture Association to say, and then other people just say, have 2 different versions. Show your version and then the everyone version, and then it'll make sense. We forget about TV. My mother literally would watch more shows, but because there are certain ratings, she just will not. So PG and PG-13 she'll watch, but it's got to be interesting. Otherwise, she's like, I'm bored. And then sometimes she discovers things, and I go, Mom, what do you watch? She changes really quick. I go, oh, how dare you? Because, but anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. What? You do that? She's saying, no, I don't. She wants to be in a film. I guarantee it. Thank you, Nadia.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, more right after this. We're here with Molly and Katie, and I'm going to say this right now. It's called, I'm going to let you introduce it because I'm not sure which comes first, because it's really held in a town of Freedom, Wisconsin. It's called Freedom, Wisconsin. That's Wisconsin Freedom?
It's Freedom, Wisconsin. So town name, Freedom, Wisconsin.
Okay, here it is.
Hey, Shelly.
Hey, hon. How you holding up?
Fine.
Penny, this is Ephraim, my nephew.
Hey, it's good. Nice to meet you.
Ephraim, why don't you stay with Penny?
What?
Okie dokie, ready when you are.
I did not say yes. So do you have a tent and sleeping bag and all of that?
I've got it all.
Great. You can camp in my yard.
Really?
Hey, Trisha.
Penny, I told you, you can't put the mannequins up here without clothes on.
I'll be seeing you at home, roomie.
Penny, this isn't gonna work out.
Oi! What are you doing here?
Just made your breakfast.
I don't need your help. I can take care of myself.
Come on, let's go.
Don't touch me.
What is wrong with you?
I'm fine. Everything is fine.
You're sure?
Yes!
That was insane. Ooh.
That's right, folks. Come to Freedom and you'll find a bunch of unhappy people who wish they were born anywhere but here.
It does seem like a fun place. Could be pretty sweet.
need a drink.
Me too.
You're really making yourself comfortable here, aren't you?
Okay, can I say he has a future? I could see him in so many things. You guys have a future too. Great job. Thank you for putting the names. Sometimes I don't know the actors. I just don't know them. Freedom, Wisconsin. I get it now. Molly, Katie, let's talk about it. What made you want to do? It's a really good film, by the way. It looks really good.
Thank you. Well, yes, hi, I'm Molly, the writer-director of Freedom, Wisconsin. I currently live in Portland, Oregon. That's where we are now. But I lived in Wisconsin for about 10 years before working in film and had always dreamt of making films and had this seed of an idea while living there. And after moving here, the film is sort of my love letter in a way to the state of Wisconsin. The experience is good and bad of being there. So it's kind of where it came from.
Okay, and Katie?
Yes, hi. I co-produced Freedom, Wisconsin, and I was also the first assistant director. So, I mean, my motivation for being a part of it was getting the chance to support one of my dearest friends, Molly, in making her screenplay come to life on screen.
Well, okay, and good job, by the way. And we are about like how to make it happen, but the story in it of itself is something that it's sometimes hard to get. And you did the trailer long enough. I go, I want more, because it's just like, and I'm going to read the way it is here, and I hope you'll be all right with that. It says, in the small town of Freedom, Wisconsin, a young woman grapples with the profound losses she's faced throughout her life. When a struggling writer from the big city enters her world, he becomes the catalyst for a transformative journey of self-discovery. Now, when you pitch that, people don't really get it. They go, I want more. But you go, here's the film. And then they go, oh, I get it now. Okay, and then all of a sudden everybody's like bidding for it. Have you had a bid war on it yet?
I don't know that we've had a bid war, but we're doing the festival circuit this year, and we've had pretty good responses, and working with some folks to get us to the next level beyond the film festival world. So, I mean, we'll see. If anyone wants to start bidding, you're more than welcome. I'll purchase a little gavel and we'll get going.
Well, okay, and I've been people don't know this behind the scenes. They go, oh, you just you are what you are, and that's it. I go, no, you don't get it. I've been in the room where there has been a war of bids, and I've been there where they actually make a deal and they go, oh, we made the deal, and I go, it happened that quick. They go, yeah. So because I've attended things where, and people, I don't throw it out there, but I've been with people that have film ready to go, and I go, how did it happen? How did it go? And you never know when the person walks in the room, because they're casually dressed. They're not always dressed in a suit, although I know people that are dressed in a suit, and they have distribution. Like, maybe you don't want it yet because you want theatrical, but at some point you want DVD and you want to be at Target, Walmart, where anybody can pick it up. You go, well, that's later on down the line. So there's all these things that when they come together, you want a war of bid of different companies going, okay, well, I can see there's a couple. I know Les has some ideas, so go with that, but keep it going, because when you see it, and then because that description is a description I hear all the time, but Freedom, Wisconsin, you go, that's something. And then you see a really great job putting, because there's just, and then the actors, it's one of those that get all together and I go, how do we get you guys? And then people go, isn't it already distributed? You go, no, they're in a circuit, meaning they're trying to get distribution, right? Who do you hope will take it?
Well, we're actually working with a film sales agent who's doing some of this work in the background, but ideally, like, my dream as a filmmaker is just for people to watch the film and to have a chance to see it. So I mean, obviously any of the streaming platforms, like the bigger ones, would be great. In theaters would be awesome. Like, as long as people are watching the film, I'm happy.
That's what I hear, but you need money at the end of the day to do your next one. Do you have one ready for the next one? Unless you're a millionaire.
No, I'm not, but I'd love to be. No, I have a couple scripts that I'm working on, so hopefully in the near future I'll be able to get started.
Well, it's done well. Katie, good job. Keep it going. I know you have a team. I know we're running out of time, but I'm saying this right now. It's already what? It's a thing. There's a couple that go, is it? I go, it is. Napoleon Dynamite, it's not what you're going for, but nobody thought it would happen. And then someone picked up Napoleon Dynamite, and all of a sudden it's everywhere. And he's done some other things as well, but he was like, look, I'm just going to do it, throw it out, big deal, who cares? And it was a very small, like, you know, but it went really big. I met people from that, but, you know, just be open and, you know, what Warner Brothers has a division that they would distribute this. They do. All right, whatever. Talk to Ledge. She'll figure it out. Okay.
Okay. Well, Napoleon Dynamite is one of my inspirations in life and for filmmaking. So even just the mention of that.
Well, you hit it out of the park. Good job. Okay. Okay. We got to let you go, but great job and keep it going. Okay.
Cool. Nice to meet you, Aaron. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
All right. La Femme, get your ticket. Support. We'll be back with more right after this.